Welcome to the Rabbit Hole Fantasy Football Podcast. Thoughts, analysis, and information to help you succeed in your fantasy football leagues. I am your host, Chad Lyon, and I am here with Nick Hunsicker.
Go Phils!
And our producer, Mitchell Bird. Hello! This is our Week 5 Monday Night Football, Sunday Night Football, and 4 o'clock game slate preview. Damn it, Kyle Pitts!
I have a plate of crow right here.
Better get some ketchup.
Oh,
Eat that crow, man.
it's my first one. It hurts.
Yeah, eating crow is tough. I'm going to eat some crow later in this episode on a player, unfortunately. What'd you think of last night, man? Thursday Night Football overtime. Falcons over the Bucks.
It's one of the best Thursday night games I've seen.
It is. We'll eat crow on that.
Yeah.
I'll eat crow on that first.
Yeah.
Man, I can't. Yeah, that's the best Thursday night game I have ever seen.
Kirk Cousins in prime time?
Unreal. He played great under the lights.
Wow.
Can't believe it.
It happened.
Drake London, out of this world. Darnell Mooney, I hope you started him. Kyle Pitts.
If you didn't listen to me and you started him, congratulations.
No kidding. What do we do about that?
It's an outlier.
You think so?
I got to stick to my guns now. It's an outlier.
It happens again next week. We got to start thinking otherwise.
Then I'll get another plate of crow, I guess.
Okay. Drake London's finally getting that's Cousins' dude.
That's the guy we thought we were going to get when he got drafted.
It's nice to see him coming around for people. Darnell Mooney, out of this world. That touchdown catch, the first one was great, and the second one might have been better.
Yeah.
Like the catch, the kind of duck and spin and turn and head to the end zone. Oh, it's great. Awesome field awareness. He was a great pickup. I don't know how much he got drafted.
BJ picked him up in our dynasty, and we made fun of him for it.
Yeah.
Boy, was he right.
Yep.
I don't like to admit that.
Obviously, he's not going to drop 30 plus every week, but there's real trust there.
15 plus every week?
Yeah.
He's getting plenty of targets.
Yep. He's like super high end flex. Great play every week, I think, from here on. Man, are you in the sell group for Bijan?
No, I'm not. He's still a great back. I think short turnaround. He was hurt. This might have something to do with it.
Still got you 10.
And it was definitely a passing game, as we saw.
Yeah, it's just you're bummed to see everybody have a party but Bijan.
Yeah.
It's a bummer.
Yeah.
On the other side, Buccaneers. Baker.
They were fun too.
Baker's the real deal.
Yeah, dude.
I love it, dude.
I love that he's proven the Browns wrong.
It is the best feel-good story ever.
Yeah.
I love this. Mike Evans. Good. I didn't see.
Godwin was good enough.
Yeah, I wanted to. Do you have his numbers by chance right in front of you?
Not right in front of me.
I got him.
I think he had 13 fantasy points, right?
He had 11.
11.
5 receptions, 6 targets, 64 yards. You'll take that.
Yeah.
You'll take that. But I'm just going to, I was right. Mike Evans week.
Yeah.
Next week, it'll be Godwin.
Yeah.
Eventually, Evans is going to double up and knock me off my horse. But
right.
Mike Evans looked great, man. 23 fantasy points. I mean, he's just 5 catches on 7 targets, 62 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Over the middle.
Yep.
Baker gets to see him over the middle.
Absolute animal.
Perfect situation.
So good. Was hoping for a little better output by Bucky.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed in Bucky Irving. But
5 PPR points to Rachaad White's 10.
Yeah, but if Rachaad White doesn't break off that big one, it's we're looking at the same numbers.
Got to hold on to the ball, Bucky.
Yeah.
That's going to knock him right out of favor. He can't be doing that. Otherwise, he finishes with 7 and maybe more. If he doesn't fumble the ball, they give him another couple touches. Who knows? Yeah. Can't be doing that. So Cade Otton in the tight end landscape. I know you don't love 7 fantasy points, but
I love 7 fantasy points from a tight end right now.
At this point, the dude gets 4 targets, I swear, constantly.
Every game.
Just constantly. Well, no, he had the 8 and 9. But essentially,
I like the
when
no gloves.
if you average out everything, it comes out to about 4 targets.
No gloves, tape fingers. He's just old school football.
Yeah. He looks good. He doesn't a little more volume, and he'd be
I think
almost a smash start. But there's a lot of mouths to feed in this offense.
Yeah.
So I'm still all right with K. Dotton after that, though. Yeah. There were some things there that I liked.
K. Dotton or Pitts moving forward.
Come on, man.
Because you want to say Pitts, but K. Dotton has proven so far every game that he's the real deal.
Pitts.
After this week, it's hard to not say Pitts.
The thing with Pitts is like he didn't look bad. I watched him very closely.
They got him open this game.
Yeah, and there were moments that there were linebackers. I saw several times in that game linebackers trying to knock him off his routes. It wasn't working.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. Maybe
slow start.
Maybe this is a coaching thing. Things are getting figured out. I don't know.
Maybe they saw the same video I seen. Yeah. Who knows?
I'll say this though, for those that are sitting there like, I can't believe you guys said that. Oh, listen, I have got Kyle Pitts in 2 tight end premium leagues, and guess where he was last night?
Bench.
On my bench. Mm-hmm. Both leagues. It sucks. But this up and down thing is just, I think all right, so here's what I say about Kyle Pitts. Last night clearly proved, watching that game, like, all right, man, this guy is, like, you cannot deny the uber talent this dude is.
He's a unicorn.
I think he might be one of those guys that you just have to start every week.
Hope for the best.
And and maybe this thing starts to snowball a little bit.
Hopefully Kirk now knows, like, oh, if we run that way, run the same plays, it'll be open.
Maybe they figured something out with him. I don't know. It certainly makes him better when he's hitting, dude.
Next week will give us a better idea. Next week they play, and we'll really know if they figured something out.
Okay, good call. All right, that's it for Thursday Night Football reaction. Let's move on to the 4 o'clock games, and we will start with the Raiders at the Broncos. And Nick, another game that makes you go, ugh.
Gross.
Yeah. The Broncos defense is pretty good. 7th against the quarterback position, 9th against the running back position, and they're 3rd against the receiver position. However, they're 18th against the tight end position. Freiermuth and Otten were both able to get pretty solid work done against the Broncos defense. No Devontae Adams for the Raiders. How do we feel about Brock Bowers this week?
He's the only person I'm starting.
That's it. I cannot justify. Well,
I've already told you how I feel about Zamir White.
Yep.
So Bowers is it.
What about Trey Tucker?
I like Trey Tucker a lot. Not against this defense.
Okay. Again, he's one of those guys where one could get loose and it could be for 65 yards.
Yeah.
That's just, it's a territory he's kind of in,
it can
regardless.
Happen. I can see it happening. It's just against
regardless
this defense, you don't feel safe doing that.
Yeah. Week 1, Bowers, 8 and 9 targets. The last 2 games, 4 and 3 targets. They got to feed him better than that.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
So, starting Bowers this week then?
That's it.
You have to.
One.
Yep. Devontae Adams, again, doesn't look like he's not playing.
He's going to be a Raven by the end of the week.
You think so? Come on.
Him posting that Edgar Allan Poe picture on his Instagram. Who wrote the Raven? Edgar Allan Poe. He's a Raven.
Dudes do this stuff, though, man. I don't know.
He might just be using it as leverage, but
so we are absolutely sitting Myers and Tucker, correct?
This week, yeah.
Okay. Just to point this out, Tucker does have back-to-back double-digit games. Back-to-back games with touchdowns, 1 on the ground, 1 in the air. And also has 15 targets over the last 2 weeks.
Well, I like him.
So something just to know, if you're in a corner, it's probably not the worst thing in the world. It's just not super favorable. As we mentioned, Zamir White's out. Madison gets the touches. Any flex interest?
No.
Me neither. Javonte Williams seems to be taking the vast majority of touches at this point. I think that's pretty clear. Hasn't been great. He's still looking for his first touchdown. With buys and injuries, are you going to consider a start here? The Raiders are 25th against running backs.
Yeah, I think that's the only reason I would consider it.
Backed into a corner flex start.
Yeah, Javonte.
Okay. Less of a corner than Trey Tucker.
Jaleel McLaughlin might even sneak into a flex this week, just because the Raiders can't stop the run.
I think I will. I'll lean Javonte flex. I think I would fade McLaughlin because you do need that one crack off for him.
Yeah.
The volume for Williams definitely makes me feel a lot better. But.
Bidet, not Beatty. Found that out. It's Bidet, not Beatty.
Yep. All right.
That was weird last week.
Yeah.
I hope he's all right.
Me too. That's
scary.
Stuff. You hate seeing guys get right up like it's no problem, then just collapse.
Yeah.
I once saw, so not to get off topic, but my son played football in high school, and his senior year, he took him and another kid from opposite directions, sandwiched kid as they took him down. But when it happened, just the way that they hit my son's crown and his teammates' crown of the helmet, I mean, they were full bore from opposite directions. I mean, you heard it across the whole place. And like everyone made that noise, and everything was silent for a second. The other kid hopped up and jogged back. My kid stood up, took 3 steps, and fell on the ground. And that was the most disgusting feeling I've ever felt in my gut. I was like, oh no. Imagine. Oh yeah, that sucked. He turned out to be all right. It was a neck stinger. But
still.
Yeah. He actually, I went in, I walked around to see how he's doing, and how you doing? Hey, he's like, that was weird as a neck stinger. I said, okay, yeah, weird's the word. I said,
petrifying.
You okay? You okay? Yep. He's like, I'm going
terrifying.
Back in.
Yeah.
He ran in. A play or two went by. He ran in, and the coaches are like, "Oh,
what are you doing?"
They sent in another kid after a play and was like, "Tell Lion to get over here." What is he doing? He did end up going in a few plays later, though. They let him play.
Yeah, boys will play.
I was surprised, but anyway, you don't like seeing that happen. Guys getting up like it's all fine, and then they collapse. It's like, oh no, it bothers me as much as what do they call it? Like when their arms. Stick
fencing.
Out like that.
The fencing.
Yes, I hate that. That's the worst.
Scary.
Bo Nix only throws to Cortland Sutton, apparently.
Yep.
He gets the volume is stupid.
Yeah, he's got 36 targets. The next closest is Josh Reynolds with 17.
Right. Gets all the work.
Yeah.
All of it. I am really, really curious to see if Sutton hits double digits again. Where are you here, Nick? Can you flex Sutton with all the injuries and the bye weeks firing up? Can you flex him?
You convinced me.
I did.
Yeah.
I convinced
we were talking before the podcast, and you convinced me. I looked more into the targets as I was writing my notes last night, and that also weighed in a little bit when I seen how many he gets over Josh Reynolds. You have to flex him.
So he has 1 week that makes you go, ugh, and it was a 3. The first week's an 8, but he wasn't your receiver 1 or 2 anyway. But then it's back-to-back 13 and 15. I mean, 12 targets, 4 targets, 11 targets, 9 targets. I mean, it's so ugly. It's one of those things like we talk about like Justin Fields. Like, it doesn't have to look pretty.
Yeah.
But if you can score in more than one way, and sometimes volume, even with minimal yards, can still do it in the PPR realm. You know, I don't know. It's not a start that makes you go, yeah,
right.
But it's a start. It is a start.
Give me something.
Yeah, when you go in and look at the numbers, it does turn into a flex that makes you go
10.
Well, all right.
Yeah, 10 points, I guess. Like, I need it.
So listen. I'm not pounding the table for this dude. I'm just saying.
Sorry, Ty. I don't want to turn on you here, but I was on your side initially.
And mate, listen, I think that Sutton is a guy you can get really cheap, and maybe you have 3 receivers you really like. The buys are starting up, and maybe after your 3 receivers, it's kind of Dumpsville. And if it is, I think Sutton could be a cheap get.
Yeah,
I just do. I don't hate having Cortland Sutton. So yeah, again, flex guy, more matchup based, but he can score you some double-digit fantasy points.
Yeah, I can see it.
Volume and opportunity. Yep, that's the 2 terms.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the Cardinals at the 49ers. So I think we would agree the 49ers defense can be susceptible to like the big home run play.
Yeah.
one of those plays for Harrison this week?
Yeah.
He's
Why
still
not, right?
He's still yet the top 5 catches in a game.
Yeah, but he only had 6 targets too last week.
That's true.
Wilson had 7.
Mhm.
Then again, we were also going over this before the game, that Kyler Murray's was 5 for 5 on passes over 20 yards 2 weeks ago, and 3 of them were touchdowns. And if the 49ers have a weakness against that, maybe they exploit it.
You would think that they would. I mean, you're starting Harrison regardless.
Right.
I just wonder if he hits them where they're susceptible this week. Very possible. It's also very possible for Michael Wilson. He's had 16 targets over the last 2 weeks. I really would have liked to have seen a better week out of him against Washington last week.
Yeah, me too.
And he received 7 targets. He caught 3 of them for 38 yards. Keeping hope here for Michael Wilson because he seems capable.
Yeah, and it seems like Kyler trusts him.
I think he does. I mean, the target share seems to be there. Let me pull him up really quick. Oh, here lately, first 2 weeks it was 2 targets in 2 targets in week 1, 2 targets in week 2, but then it was 9 and 7. So there's something happened there where he got a heck of a boost. I don't know if it has to do with McBride not being around.
That's true.
It looks like that's going to be changing. We'll touch on that here in a second, but would you flex, with that said, McBride is returning.
If he comes back.
Maybe back off of Michael Wilson a little bit.
Maybe back off a little bit.
See what that does with McBride back.
Yeah, see how the offense looks.
Again, he's not another guy you're banging the table for.
Right.
But he's a 5th receiver on your team. Yeah. And if, again, bye weeks, injuries.
Things happen.
You could flex him, but I'm wondering if this McBride thing has something to do with this. Yeah. We're going to find out pretty quick.
Yeah.
You're starting James Conner. Just be aware, 49ers are top 10 in yards per carry allowed and yards per game allowed. So just, keep that in the back of your head, because if he does have a down week, at least you have a reason why. It's not because he's a bum.
Yeah.
James Conner's the king of the backfield for sure. The volume he receives, it's completely undeniable. You keep starting him.
Yeah, Benson only had half the carries.
Right.
He only had 9 carries to Conner's 18.
Yeah.
He did have 50 yards on those 9 carries, though.
Benson's good.
It's good.
But until Conner's not there, that's what it's going to take.
Yep.
That's what it's going to take.
It doesn't matter how good you look. Yep. When Conner's doing double what you do.
Conner, to me, smash start, regardless of who he plays every week until he proves me wrong. As we stated, Trey McBride cleared concussion protocol, all set to play Sunday.
Okay.
He's an obvious start unless you have 2 top tier tight ends and have a real choice to make. Like if maybe you have somehow you have him and
before he went out, he had
or
the
something like that. I don't know. Yes,
for tight ends. So you're going back to that.
Yeah,
no, sure. It doesn't matter who you
got to have a hell of an option though.
Yeah.
Next to him, you got to have him and Kelsey for you to be sitting there scratching your head yeah. So, Kyler or Purdy this week?
Purdy. He had a down game last week.
Yeah, but he looks really good.
But he looks great.
Yeah, he does. Kyler Murray has scored 15 or less fantasy points in 3 out of 4 games. Is this where he gets it going? Because this doesn't feel like
this
the week.
This isn't a game to do it.
Doesn't feel like it to me.
No.
So I will agree. I will go Purdy over Kyler as well. Debo, Ayuk, Juwan Jennings. What order do they finish?
Jennings. Ayuk he's fallen down.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
So I guess Ayuk last, Debo in the middle?
I will go Debo, Jennings, Ayuk.
Debo, Jennings, Ayuk. Because Juwan Jennings has 27 targets. Debo did miss time. Mm-hmm. He's got 24.
Yep.
Ayuk only has 25.
Debo would have more had he not missed.
But the big difference there is that 77.8% of Jennings catches or targets are actually caught, where the other 2 are catching less than 50% of their targets.
He's playing with a huge chip. He's got something to prove. Why did you sign Ayuk? I've been here.
Yeah, and he's the only one who has touchdowns out of those 3 too.
But they're all healthy, man. That's a concern. George Kittle is listed as questionable, so keep your eyes on it. So if if Kittle plays, if Debo plays, if Ayuk plays, it's a little
Jennings
bothersome.
had to have proved something.
You would think so.
Yeah.
It's just you worry about the target share because there's so many of them.
There's another
and
big
Jordan
player.
Mason.
No, Jordan Mason, who you're starting regardless of anything. But there's another player who missed some time in practice this week. It's a little bit bigger than people might think. Is Fred Warner.
Oh yeah,
he's a big piece to that defense.
Game wrecker.
He's a game wrecker. He changes the games completely from the defensive side of the ball.
For sure. I believe everybody was healthy last game for San Fran, as in Kittle, Debo, Ayuk, Juwan Jennings, and Jordan Mason, right?
Mm-hmm.
He went from 12 targets to 6. It got cut right in half. Juwan Jennings did.
He didn't have this then, though.
He also still had a double-digit game.
So you're flexing him.
I think he's a flex.
At least.
And to me, Ayuk is downgraded to a flex. Debo's still a receiver too. And I think I would rather flex Jennings over Ayuk. Hence, yes. Debo, Jennings, Ayuk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jordan Mason, smash start every week. But against the Cardinals defense, 29th against the running back position. I mean, like,
he's going to have a day.
Whatever is more aggressive than smash is what it is.
Pile drive.
Pile drive start this week.
Yeah.
Mason is averaging like 22 carries a week, plus a catch or two. So like around 24 touches every game.
Goodness.
I expect him to score. I think he has another great week. Oh, what a pickup he's been. Listen, preseason, what I say, if you have CMC, you need to add Jordan Mason. I hope you did.
Yeah.
If you didn't, you've got to be crying right now. I feel so bad for the CMC owners who do not have Jordan Mason. I'm in a league with one. Oh, man, poor guy.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the Giants at the Seahawks. Malik Neighbors is out this week with a concussion, unfortunately. But Wandale's healthy.
He's going to have 45 targets
I know.
this week.
He's already a solid flex.
It's going to be 45 targets for 25 yards.
Is there receiver 2 upside due to volume?
No.
No? You don't think he can get there?
No.
He's still an awesome flex, though.
Yeah, I guess. Without Neighbors, this offense falls apart.
That's true. That's
without
true.
Singletary now?
Yeah. So are you fading Wandale?
With injuries and bye weeks, if you have to, flex him, I guess. I do not love it.
I will flex him. The professional athlete, and he is going to get volume and opportunity.
He's a professional athlete with Daniel Jones throwing him the football.
It's okay. If he catches 8 balls, that's a solid flex day.
Yeah, I guess.
Listen, 8 balls for 40 yards. That's a 12-point
You think
flex
you can
week.
get to 40 yards?
Yes, I do.
Oh, gosh.
I do. He's a flex.
Scary.
Maybe a little scary. I agree. Singletary,
I
doubtful.
think this offense is just going to fall apart without Neighbors one
on the road, all the way on the other side of the coast
against the Seahawks.
Yeah, but you know what, man? Let me pull up the Seahawks real quick,
dude.
So as far as their defense goes, they have played Denver, they have played New England, they have played a Tua-less Miami, and they have played Detroit. Now Detroit is obviously very good. Somewhat had their way with them. The first good team they played kind of had their way with them.
I still like the Seahawks defense.
Now listen, the Giants are not the Lions.
Right.
I need more time. I need another week or two to see if these numbers are legitimate. I think Wandale. I'm still calling Wandale a solid flex, and that's solely because of volume and opportunity.
The targets alone.
Yep.
I do not like it.
He could get you 12 to 14 points in a very ugly way, but he could do it.
I can see that.
Okay.
I don't like it.
All right. Singletary, he's doubtful. He's high odds. He's not playing. Fade the Giants backfield or roll the dice and flex Tyrone Tracy.
Well, I in one league I have Singletary, and then I have a running back on bye week, so I kind of had no choice. So I'm starting Tracy this week, and I don't feel confident in the slightest. If he gives me 5 points, I'll be thankful because I don't know what else to do.
Excuse me. Yeah, I have to fade
I wish I could fade it.
Poor guy.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
out
buddy.
of options. Because Devin Singletary is like, okay, 9-10 points is whatever, I guess. That's my RB2.
I am excited to see him with a fullish workload.
Yeah, we'll see what he looks like.
Yeah, give us a chance to see. That's the only way we're going to see it.
Yep.
Geno has been great for those who spot start quarterbacks. I say keep it rolling with him. Mm-hmm. Grubb's offense has been great for this whole offense.
It's amazing.
With that said, DK Metcalf.
Your turn.
Yep. I think it's time to take my loss on DK. Along with ETN, I was down on Metcalf as well this preseason, way down. I was right on ETN thus far, but I was wrong on Metcalf. My apologies.
To be fair, you did not realize what we were watching last year compared to this year with his offensive coordinators.
Well, I kind of did. Because one of my breakouts was Jackson Smith and Jigba, and my breakout was because the way that Ben Grubb targets a slot.
Right.
So I did know that there was going to be something different happening, and I guess I should have stepped back and looked at the whole receiving core as a unit rather than just JSN. Maybe I would have found something that made me go, maybe this is a DK year. So again, going to take my loss. I think Grubb's offense it's really helped DK get utilized the way that he should be utilized, partially because the other two receivers are being utilized in a manner that makes them a real threat the way they should be utilized, which in turn is making DK an even bigger threat than what he already really is, you know. He's getting around 9 targets a game, 23.4 target share. He's ran 157 routes so far. That's like 40 routes a game. He's 4th in the league as far as that goes. He's also 9th in the league in yards after catch. Also a big deal. So yeah, DK's been great. I will eat crow on that. Mitchell, please pass me the ketchup. All right, Nick. Start 1, bench 1, Lockett, JSN.
This is the hardest one in the whole league, even with the Texans situation. Because when DK and JSN have 12 targets and then Lockett still has 9, they're all getting plenty.
Yeah.
Start DK, flex JSN, sit Lockett.
Okay. So it's just, I agree with you on DK.
Because in reality, DK for me is a wide receiver 2 with high upside. JSN's a solid flex. And then Lockett is also a solid flex.
So you're just calling for a JSN week over Lockett?
Yeah, just, I don't know.
He was my breakout. I'll stay on it. JSN over Lockett.
Yeah.
Okay. Kenneth Walker finishes the week RB7, higher or lower?
Higher. Well, does Sexy Dexy play this week?
I do not know.
I think because he got hurt last week. I don't know if he ended up finishing the game or not. I'm not 100% on that. If Sexy Dexy's out, yes.
Okay.
If he's not, that guy's a game wrecker on the line. He stops a lot of up the middle. I've also seen Walker's carries, and a lot of them are bouncing to the outside. So maybe it'll be fine. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll
like it.
I'll take him higher.
Yeah, I like it higher.
Higher? Okay.
Yeah.
So somewhere 6 or better. Flex Charbonnet.
Flex Charbonnet.
He averages 10 points per game with Kenneth Walker active.
Yep.
When he's active.
15 targets in 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Like he's catching passes too, so.
Yep. That's crazy. Averaging 10 points a game with Walker active. Yep. That's great. All right, let's move on to the Packers at the Rams. My only interest here is with the Rams. Is it's obvious. It's Kyron Williams. That's it.
That's it. You don't start anybody else.
But If we had to choose one Rams pass catcher, who is it? Atwell, Whittington, Robinson, Parkinson?
I have to pick one?
You have to pick one.
Goodness.
I'll go Atwell.
I want it to be Whittington.
Me too.
But it'll probably be Atwell.
Okay. You're starting Love. I think he has an absolute field day. You're starting Jacobs. The Rams are terrible against the run.
Hmm?
You're starting Reed. Love Wicks this week.
Oof.
How about Dobbs?
He did miss practice for personal reasons.
Yep, I did see
They're
that.
not 100% that he's going to play.
Okay.
Christian Watson's out, so if Romeo Dobbs plays, give me Romeo Dobbs, but just monitor that, I guess. The other two are smash starts.
You would still flex Dobbs?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Rams are so beatable.
I am going to fade Dobbs this week and smash start for Reed and Wicks is an awesome flex. I think easy ad of last week. He was the ad of last week, no doubt about it. All right. Do you have anything else for that game? Anything?
Just keep an eye on Emmanuel Wilson.
Okay.
He's out playing Josh Jacobs.
He is. This could be a game if
they get up big time, this is Emmanuel Wilson's backfield, not Josh Jacobs' backfield.
For the day, yeah.
Yep.
It really could be. All right, let's move on to Sunday Night Football, and we have the Cowboys at the Steelers. This could be a struggle for Dak.
I agree.
What's your faith level? 1 to 10 in Dak this week?
A 6.
Reading my mind.
I'm not terribly confident.
Yeah, I wish they had another option for him outside of Ferguson.
Yeah.
I wish they had a more legitimate, like, how are they not attacking this Devontae Adams thing really hard?
Because he's a Raven.
It's already in stone, huh? Yeah, I expect a struggle for Dak this week.
Yeah, me too.
But still, I think you can still get mid-range.
15 points.
Yeah, that's about where I have him at.
Yeah.
Rico Dowdle seems to be taking the backfield.
Yeah, he's the number one, but
no interest this week, though.
Playing Pittsburgh.
Yeah, no thanks. I'm out. Obviously, you're starting CD. Brandon Cooks is out with a knee infection. I probably wouldn't have interest in him this week anyway, and I don't have any interest in these other guys.
No.
Outside of Ferguson, for sure.
Yeah.
Steelers defense, they show to be tough against the position, for sure. But have played the Falcons, Broncos, Chargers, and Colts. So it's hard to gauge that. We're speaking Ferguson. So you have to start Ferguson anyway and just hope for the best. He's an every week start regardless. 18 targets in 2 weeks. Love to see it.
Yep.
I'm glad he's back. Micah Parsons is doubtful and DeMarcus Lawrence is on IR. I really like the odds for another Fields boom week.
Me too. Yeah, he can definitely take advantage. Trayvon Diggs was also added to the injury report.
I did see that.
With a nagging ankle.
But he's still questionable, though, right?
Still questionable.
Okay.
He can still play.
The whole Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence thing, that should bode pretty well for Najee Harris. No Patterson, no Warren this week.
It's his backfield.
Are you feeling good about Najee maybe having his best week yet? He's got to.
This is probably his best week of the season because when these guys come back, it goes back to 60%.
Maybe his first touchdown of the year in this game?
Yes.
You calling it? Touchdown this week for Najee.
Him and Justin Fields both rushed one in this week.
Justin Fields, over or under 250 passing?
I'm only going to say under because I think they're going to run the ball so much.
Okay. Justin Fields, over or under 50 rushing?
Over.
That's a tough number.
Something tells me he's going to bust one this week.
I'll take the over on that. Not by a ton, but I'll take the over.
Yeah.
George Pickens is a what this week?
Wide receiver 2.
He is a what without Diggs this week?
Wide receiver 1.
A 1?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's going to do something crazy this week.
I will call him a 2 with Diggs. I will call him a 2 with real upside. without Diggs.
He's gotten multiple touchdowns called back
Yes.
on penalties.
Bad luck.
Bad luck. Pickens is going to break out
This week.
Smash
game for George Pickens.
Smash game. Wide receiver 2.
All right. Okay. You are starting Freiermuth every week. Fields trusts him. It's a consistent role, which with how the tight end landscape is, you can't ask for much more. A consistent role is beautiful as far as tight ends go this year. It's all you can ask for. Do you have anything else for this game, Nick?
I don't know. Do you start either of these defenses?
No. Yeah, I'll start the Steelers.
You'll do the Steelers?
I'll start the Steelers.
I like it.
Yep, I'll start the Steelers. Okay, let's move on to Monday Night Football. The Saints at the Chiefs. McDuffie shadows 41% of the time. He shadowed Chase, Mooney, and Flowers over that percentage. He held Chase to 2 catches on 4 targets for 9 yards. So, Olave or Shaheed this week?
I don't know which one he's going to take.
I will take Shaheed.
You take Shaheed?
Yep.
Because McDuffie's a fast corner.
Yes.
He's got a lot of speed. So maybe he's stuck on Shaheed to keep up with what Shaheed does, which then opens up Olave. This one, I've been tossing and turning, thinking about who I would start between these two. I'm starting to get to the point where I might do both.
Bench both or start
both.
Start both.
I might.
Okay. So somebody's got to hit.
So one of them's got to hit. That's kind of my thing. Is if I start both of them,
you're going to hit one way or the other. You're going to take an L in the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll take Shaheed if you had to choose one or the other.
Shaheed.
It's just I feel like they want to get Olave.
Yeah, I feel like they want
game
to cover Olave.
Okay. Yep. Shaheed for both. You're starting Kamara as long as he plays. Questionable with a hip and rib.
He could struggle though.
Yeah. It does seem like he's going to play. He was questionable the same injuries last week. He was also questionable like at this point last week. So to your point, the Saints put their center Eric McCoy on IR and 3 other interior linemen are questionable. This could be a struggle game, right?
It could be.
And the Chiefs' run defense is so good.
But you have to start them.
Yeah, you do. You do. This might be one of those things where it's like, well, it's a good thing he can catch passes.
Yes, that saves him this week.
Might have to be where his bread and butter's at this week because running on this is brutal. Fading Carr.
Yeah.
I think you got it.
I don't like it.
So, is it too risky to sit Mahomes? Because it sure doesn't feel like it. Let me ask you this. If you were someone who had Mahomes and you just drafted one quarterback and you just weren't liking what you were seeing, and a couple weeks ago, maybe you added Justin Fields.
I'm starting Justin Fields this week.
Fields over Mahomes.
Yeah.
I have to agree.
Gosh, yeah.
I can't believe we're saying it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yep. Listen.
He's doing enough. It's just.
I've heard people, is Mahomes still good? Is he still elite? Like, what's going? He's not elite anymore. Dude, listen. They're not in shootouts anymore. First, I know. Like, some of the stuff I read, it's like, will you stop it? Yes, he is, as my cousin refers to him, he's the Michael Jordan of football.
Yes.
He is, man. Yes, he's elite. Yes, he's still really, really good. Listen, this isn't Mahomes when he first entered the league Mahomes, where it was defense not very good, got to put it all on his shoulders, getting in shootouts all the time, no run game to speak of. Listen, now there's a run game. Now they have a great defense. It keeps the score low. Mahomes doesn't have to shoulder the load, and in turn, it makes it tough for fantasy. That's it. That's what it is. Period.
He's still winning games.
Yes.
He doesn't care about your fantasy score. No. He's winning games.
Right. That's all there is to it. When he has to put them on his shoulders, guess what?
He does.
He does.
Mm-hmm.
With Rice out, who gets the boost? Kelsey, Worthy, Juju, Justin Watson,
Sky Moore, Hardman. Like, just go down the list, right? I like Travis Kelsey out of everybody here.
Same. Give me Kelsey.
But you got to think Xavier Worthy's getting a bump.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, I think what his role is what it is.
Just a deep threat guy.
Well, that and Gadgety
plays. So you think eventually he can be a Tyreek Hill for this offense?
Kind of. Like, I don't think he can't handle Rashee Rice's role, first of all.
No.
He'll get his head ripped off.
Yeah,
He's too small for it. A couple more targets, sure. But I don't see a ton changing for Worthy. What I do see changing is, all right, got to lean on Kelsey again.
Yeah.
That's what I see coming.
Yes.
Kareem Hunt, limited with a shoulder injury. It seems to be in line to start. Do you feel okay starting Hunt this week with Steele? He's still hanging around. P. Ryan, potential CEH return. Lean on Hunt or fade the whole thing and look elsewhere if you can?
I'm fading the whole thing if you can.
I will start Hunt this week as so long as he plays.
Saints are 7th against the rush.
That's okay.
You're okay with that?
Yep, I'll still start Hunt. They're home. Hunt's pumped. He's thrilled to be there. If they give him this opportunity, he just feels like a guy who's like, I'm not letting this thing slip.
Yeah. I just don't. Again, it's another one that I just don't like it.
I get it.
But if you have to.
I get it. I will start Hunt this week so long as he's healthy. Okay?
All right.
All right, that is it for the Sunday night, Monday night, and 4 o'clock games. Let's move on to a new segment called Would You Rather?
It's like high school all over again.
Yeah. Ready? Quarterback.
Mm.
Would you rather Trevor Lawrence versus Indy or Geno Smith versus the Giants?
Geno Smith versus the Giants.
Would you rather Derek Carr at Kansas City or Matt Stafford versus Green Bay?
Boy, those are gross options.
Mm-hmm. Some people are in these corners.
Carr?
Okay. Running back. Would you rather DeAndre Swift versus Carolina or Najee at Dallas?
Oh, man. I can't pick both.
No.
31st rush defense. I got to go Swift, I guess.
Oh, I'll take Najee there.
Okay.
Would you rather? Hey, real quick. Volume and opportunity. I'll take Najee.
Yeah, okay.
Would you rather Tyrone Tracy at Seattle or Trey Sermon at Jacksonville? Remember, people are in corners.
Yeah, I'm in this corner.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you are.
I am. I'm going Trey Sermon this week.
Give me Tracy. Wide receiver. Would you rather Zay Flowers at Cincinnati or George Pickens at Dallas?
Pickens at Dallas.
Okay. Would you rather Jordan Addison versus the Jets or Rashid Shaheed at Kansas City?
Addison.
Okay. 2 more for receivers. Would you rather Juwan Jennings versus Arizona or Cortland Sutton versus Las Vegas?
Sorry, Ty. Cortland Sutton.
Would you rather, last one for receiver, Wan'Dale Robinson at Seattle or Keon Coleman at Houston?
Keon Coleman.
I would agree.
Yep.
Tight end. Would you rather Trey McBride at San Francisco or Brock Bowers at Denver? I will take McBride here.
I was gonna say Bowers, but I get so many targets. I'll go Bowers.
Okay. Last one. I think this one's tough. Would you rather Jake Ferguson at Pittsburgh or Dalton Kincaid at Houston?
Jake Ferguson.
Give me Kincaid.
I think they're super close.
Right.
Super close, yeah.
Yep. They're supposed to be a little tricky.
I like it, yeah.
All right, that's it for Would You Rather, and we are going to do that much more often.
I like
That's
that
fun.
a lot. That's fun.
All right, let's move on to Tyler's DFS picks, read by Nick.
Yeah. All right. So, Ty's got Jordan Love going against the Rams. They're the 26th ranked defense against QBs. It's only 6,500. It's got Kenneth Walker for 6,800. That's the 15th ranked defense of the Giants. He's got DeAndre Swift 5,700. It's the 31st ranked defense against running backs. Carolina can be beat. I like it. 5,700. That's cheap. He went Jaden Reed over Wicks. I think you can do either one.
He argued with himself a little bit on that.
Yeah, he was messaging the group like, I don't know if I want one or the other, but he went Reed. 6,500, 24th defense of the Rams against the receiver position. He's got JSN this week against the Giants, 5,800. He's got Jerry Jeudy. I like this play a lot for his wide receiver 3. It's against Washington, 31st ranked defense against the wide receiver. Then we've got Cole Kmet, 26th ranked defense against tight ends for Carolina. I like it. He's getting the targets. Averages 10 points per week. So Christian Kirk this week in Jacksonville. We'll get into that. Indy can be beat. 26th ranked defense, only 5,700. I like it. Then he's got that Seahawks defense going against the Giants.
There it is.
3,500. I like that one a lot. That's the 27th ranked defense. So, or the offense against the defense. Right. So, yeah, I like the Seahawks play.
Okay. That is it for Tyler's DFS picks, read by Nick. All right, let's move on to the next segment, start or starts of the week. I'll start. I've got 2 of them. To me, they're just slam dunks. Give me Derrick Henry at the Bengals for another great vintage. I don't know. It's not going to be like last week, but it's going to be a great week for Derrick Henry.
What if it was?
Right. And give me Kenneth Walker versus the Giants. I usually try to do 2 different positions, but I saw these 2 and I'm like, man, they're going to be, I don't know, man, against those defenses, Cincinnati and the Giants.
Yeah.
Give me Derrick Henry. Give me Kenneth Walker. Starts of the week. Tyler sent his in, and he has got Jordan Love at the Rams. Bird person.
Yes.
What do you got?
I'm stacking Tyler. I want Wicks. Wicks with Love against the Rams.
All right.
It's my go-to.
Wicks with Love.
That's right.
Love it. Nice. All right. Nick, give me your start of the week.
Yeah. We got some information on Brian Thomas Jr. here.
Let's hear it.
Brian Thomas Jr., if he's not starting in your league, you need to get him in the starting lineup right now. We're talking about the 14th ranked receiver for all receivers in the NFL. He's 3rd in route win rate, 66.7%. He's getting 75% of the snaps on that team. 9+ targets in consecutive weeks. Let's read the Colts against boundary wide receivers the last few weeks. Nico Collins, 117 yards. 6 catches. Roma Dunze, 6 catches. 112 yards and a touchdown. Pickens, 7 for 113. Brian Thomas Jr. to the moon this week.
All right. That is our start or starts of the week. Last segment. Let's move on to Nick's Week 5 boom list. This is my favorite. Nick, it's all you, buddy.
Yeah, we got Anthony Richardson against the Jaguars. What do you think about that?
Is he starting?
He starts. I have that in the notes. If he starts.
The home or away? This is...
It's at the Jags?
It's at the Jags.
Yep.
Man, he started to look good last week.
Yep.
He threw like 4 balls, 70-some yards.
He's going to have to keep up with T-Law against his own defense.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, me too.
I like it. As long as he's... I want to really start seeing him do like Anthony Richardson things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like Steichen is handling him the same way he did with Hurts. Like, let that kid use his legs.
Yeah.
That's what I hate that. Well, Josh Allen needs to run less. No, that's what he's good at.
Yep.
Oh, Kyler Murray needs to. No, that's why Kyler Murray's so good.
That's why they're elite.
Well, and we need to maybe slow down Anthony Richardson. No.
Oh, do not.
That's his wheelhouse. That's what makes him so good. So I want to see him run more. I want to see him get utilized. All right.
Yeah, I think he can. Justin Fields against the Cowboys.
Okay.
We talked about that.
Love that one.
Yeah. Josh Jacobs against the Rams. Just be careful.
Don't love Jacobs, but listen, matchups.
You have matchups. If they get way ahead, Emmanuel Wilson we talked about.
Right.
I got Najee Harris against the Cowboys.
Love
We
it.
talked about that. Of course, Brian Thomas Jr. after my little rant.
Yeah.
That's my wide receiver one.
That was a good rant.
I have Jaden Reed or Dontavian Wicks. I think you can start either one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I think they both go boom.
When they both go boom.
Yeah.
All right.
I have Dalton Kincaid against the Texans. So maybe I contradicted myself, but I wasn't sure if McBride was going to be cleared when I made this list.
Well, it was Ferguson or
it was
Kincaid.
Ferguson or Kincaid.
Yes.
So I guess I would go Kincaid.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I have Seattle defense against the Giants as well.
Okay. All right. That is Nick's Week 5 boom list. Does anybody have any final thoughts? Mitchell?
Good luck this week, everybody.
Yep. For sure. I second that. Nick?
Start Brian Thomas Jr. and go Phils.
All right. I would say, remember, your season does not stop after the draft. Make the trades.
Yep.
Get better. Don't sit on your hands. Don't let your season fall apart. Make the moves that you need to make to make yourself better. Don't let yourself get taken advantage of.
That's
Look
right.
into things. Listen to people who know what they're talking about. Read some stats.
Except for you, Corey. Stop listening to me.
Yeah, right. All right, that's it for today's show. Again, as always, thank you all so much for tuning in and giving us your support. Remember, our PPR Superflex Dynasty rankings are now available in the description. Just click the corresponding link. They are available as well on our Twitter. Also, check the description for instructions on how to get your trades graded. Join us next time for our Week 5 reaction show. Please remember to like, follow, and subscribe to our Spotify, Twitter, and YouTube. Go get a Week 5 dub. See you next time, everybody.
See ya.